Hello. In this video, I will go over on my simulation setup of HCP project. As you can see, the mesh has been loaded here, and I'm just gonna review all of the setting that I have done in the FLUENT. So let's start by the general menu. The simulation is gonna be transient and pressure based, and also it's 2D, so it's gonna be a planar simulation, and the gravity is turned off too because we are not considering any gravitational forces for now. And then we go to models. In models menu, multi-phase flow is set up for VOF method using an implicit scheme. That's it, and the simulation is laminar because the velocities are pretty small, and all of the other models are turned off because we don't have any. We are not solving the energy equation for temperature, have any radiation or heat exchanger, anything. So that's it for models. And by the way, for models, the phases should be defined first. That is done in physics tab, and in phases pull down menu. Please show all of the phases. As you can see, I have two phases, one primary phase and one secondary phase. The primary phase is selected as blood, and the secondary phase is selected as CSF. I haven't considered any surface tension between them, but you can turn this off to apply any surface tension forces. And before defining the phases, the materials should be defined. That's important because when you don't define the material, you cannot just define the phases. The material is defined in the material menu. Well, air was already there as default, but we are not using it. I have defined blood and CSF based on the numbers that I provided in the PowerPoint slides. You just enter the density and viscosity in this menu, and select change create, and also select the proper name, and you will be able to define this material. Also the same as for blood. And then you go and define your primary and secondary phase. And then we come to a boundary condition. So what do we have here? Let's start off by inlet. So just important note is that the boundary condition for velocity and pressure is applied to the mixture. So for inlet and for the mixture, I have added this kind of time varying boundary condition for the inlet using component using the component setup. I don't have any velocity for inlet, and it's basically 0. And this is a time varying boundary condition for the x velocity. As you can see, it has a Tx function. And another important boundary condition for inlet is the phase of the fluid that is going to enter here. So to do that, you have to select phase 1 and phase 2. For phase 1, you will not be able to enter any number, but for phase 2, you will. So basically, this is how you justify how which kind of fluid is going to enter here. So when the volume fraction of phase 2 is 0, it means that uh, no CSF is going to enter here. Basically, the volume fraction of the fluid that is going to enter here for phase 2 is 0. So, and also that means that the phase 1, the value of the volume fraction of phase 1 at the inlet is going to be 1, because the summation should be 1 as well. So 0 plus 1 equals 1 at the inlet here. And I have some pressure inlet boundary condition for the CSF side. For these 3 sides, 1, 2, and 3, which is named pressure right, left, and down. All of them have let's see, a gauge total pressure of 250 pascal. You can change this number if you want, and I guess it's the same thing for all of them. Yep. And what do we have for the blood side? I have outlet right, which is here, which is where the combination of two fluids go out of the domain, and its pressure outlet. It's the same thing for outlet up here. It's also pressure outlet, and that's it. That's all of the important boundary conditions we need to apply. Let's see what we have for phases. So this is also really important for your outlets. These two outlets, outlet up and outlet right. I have assigned that the backflow of fluid, if there is any. We don't know yet if there is or not, but if there is any, the volume fraction of it is going to be 0. So basically, I assume that if any fluid is going to come back to the domain from these two sides, it's going to be blood. Okay, this is just an assumption for the outflow. And this was a summary of our boundary conditions. And then we move on to calculation activities. I haven't done any, initialization. I haven't done any modification here, but I think these are really important. For now, let's keep the method as default as what it is, and also report definition is really important as well. This is where you get your output and the parameters that you want to get from the simulation. As you can see, I have defined plenty of them that I was interested in seeing them, like needle bottom velocity, needle bottom mass, needle gap velocity. I think I will probably go over in this section in another video because it's not really needed for the simulation. And the monitor menu as well, I will just skip this because it's not necessary for performing the simulation. And then we go to initialization. So basically we initialize with phase 2 volume fraction equals 0, which means that for the entire domain I'm gonna assign phase 2 VF of 0, and basically that means that it's going to be blood everywhere, because when phase 2 volume fraction is 0, it means that phase 1 volume fraction is 1, and it's gonna initialize it for everywhere. But that's not what we want. We want in the bottom half of the geometry to be CSF, and to do that we need to patch phase 2 uh, phase 2 in the lower side of the domain, and volume fraction of phase 2 is going to be 1 at a certain geometry that you define, and the CSF geometry is already defined in the domain in the adapt section. CSF, manage CSF. As you can see, based on these 2 points that I have defined, it's the bottom half of the domain, and then you just select it here, CSF, and it's gonna and then if you press hatch, it's gonna assign VF of phase 2 equal 1 to this geometry that you have defined. I'm not gonna do it here because I have performed the simulation, and it's gonna you know discard the final state of my simulation. I'm not gonna initialize either, usually, but you have to do it. And then you go to calculation activities. In solution animation, this is where you define what kind of animation are you expecting Fluent to save. I have defined 4 animations here. I'm not going to explain how to do this here because it's not as necessary for performing simulation. So let's skip that and go to run calculation. There is 3 important number here that you need to assign. First, the time step size, the number of time steps, and maximum iteration time per time step. So basically this means that if the time step, here you assign the value of the time step or your delta t, so the simulation is going to move on by every 10 to the minus 2 seconds, and you're asking Fluent to do this for 1,000 of it. So if the simulation is going to be run for 10 seconds, okay, and for each of these 1 time steps, the Fluent is going to do at maximum 50 iterations. So basically for each time steps, it's gonna do at maximum 50 iteration. But if the convergence criteria is met before 50, it's gonna skip it, and it's gonna go to the next step. So this is the maximum of it. So you have to assign these 3 important numbers in this menu, and after doing that you just press calculate, and the simulation is going to be run for 1,000 time steps. And after that you can which is done already here, and then you will be able to create some contours, which is done in graphic menu, graphics, contours. I have defined 3 contours here. If you want to do a new one, just press new. Let's see what we have here. Yep. So let's close these windows to get a better view. So this is a contour of the phase of volume fraction of phase 1 at our last snapshot. It means that at t equals 10 seconds, and this will be a state of fluid. As you can see in the upper half of the channel, I'm pouring blood into it, and there is CSF in the lower side, and this is the combination of it. If I press phase 2, you're gonna see pretty much similar thing, but for phase 2. Let's see some of the velocity contours. This is the velocity contour, or something like that. Usually you can just plot whatever you want, like a density, velocity, pressure, or other things. And that's it for this video. Thanks for listening.